Dave, I'm so excited. Can you tell me why?
Because we're doing lots of live shows, both in person in Melbourne, but you can also watch those streamed anywhere in the world. This is our Blockbuster-tober shows where we're doing a weekend of Do Go On, Who Knew It, and Book Cheat all in one weekend. October, what a time to be alive.
So pumped. And then we're also going to Europe.
Oh my goodness, the next month in November, we are coming to Europe. We're doing shows in Berlin, Edinburgh, Belfast, Dublin, Manchester, Leeds, Birmingham, Bristol, and London. Oh my goodness.
So excited. I cannot wait to get back, and it'll be even better if you're there, dear listener.
Yes, please come. Some of the shows are almost sold out. Unbelievably, Berlin has less than 15 tickets left. We didn't think anyone would come.
That's so
They've
great.
got them all.
I'm so pumped. I can't wait to have a beer with each and every one of you in each and every one of those cities.
That's a promise. And you can get tickets to all these shows, both Blockbuster-tober and our European tour at dogoonpod.com.
To make switching to the new Boost Mobile risk-free, we're offering a 30-day money-back guarantee.
So why wouldn't you switch from Verizon or T-Mobile?
Because you have nothing to lose. Boost Mobile is offering a 30-day money-back guarantee.
No, I asked why wouldn't you switch from Verizon or T-Mobile?
Oh.
Wouldn't.
Because you love wasting money as a way to punish yourself because your mother never showed you enough love as a child?
Whoa. Easy there.
Yeah.
Applies to online activations. Requires port in and auto pay. Customers activating in stores may be charged non-refundable activation fees.
Ryan Reynolds here.
Gigabytes, see details.
Hello, yes, you're right.
What are we right about?
Well, I just heard the listener say, oh, we're going to listen to a live episode recorded in Sydney at the Ritz Cinema.
Oh, ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, that's what I was saying to them, that they're right.
Correct. Well done.
If you're listening and you didn't just say that, I wasn't talking to you. So,
we think about you all individually. So
yeah, but I did hear.
we'll get to you next time.
Well, yeah, you did say it, and you were right. But it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, so we're live at the Ritz Cinema this one. Fantastic, lovely venue. I don't know if you need to know this, but we came out, there's popcorn on the stage. We came out holding hands, and I took a bit of a risk here. I threw a bit of popcorn up in the air to try and catch it in my mouth, and I got it, and it was and then the crowd cheered, and it was probably the best moment of my life.
Yeah, I think you didn't realise that at the same time I got one in first go.
I thought it went one then the other, and we were both like,
no, and that all the cheers was for me. And I think if you listen really closely,
okay, you can hear people.
You can hear crickets.
Yeah, you can hear people yelling at hack. Matt already did it.
No, I think I did it after you.
I didn't think I was going to get it though, you know. And then when I got it, it felt so good. So anyway, you're about to hear some audio of reacting to that. But from then on, it's a normal episode. You'll understand everything.
Yeah, I think so.
It was a lot of fun. Jess did a great report.
It's a beautiful old Art Deco theatre.
Yeah, amazing. One of those ones that they've kept up everything. And it's
just beautiful.
Lovely curtain behind us.
Big classic red velvety curtain. There's a weird R up above the stage. I don't know if that comes up in the episode, but what does it mean?
I've emailed the Ritz Cinema to ask what does the R stand for.
Yeah.
They're being a bit cagey.
I think it's like recording, but it's not a recording. No. I mean, it was that day.
Yeah.
Did they put up an R just for that?
They changed it to M for movie later that day.
Yeah, I wonder. I don't know. Can't be sure.
Anyway, we'll be back at the end of the episode, with everyone's favourite section, the Patreon section. But if you want to sit through it, here's the actual report live in Sydney. Hello and welcome to another episode of Do Go On Sydney. How you doing out there? Yeah. Oh my gosh. My name is Dave Warnicky. I'm standing on stage at the fabulous Ritz Cinema with Jess Perkins and Matt Stewart. Oh my goodness.
Hello. Wow, what a pleasure to be here. This feels right. This feels about as classy as we deserve.
Yes. Look at this lovely setting.
Agreed.
We just got a little cheer because we threw some popcorn up in the air and caught it in our mouths.
Yeah.
They did see that.
Yeah.
That was visible to them.
I'm going
But
to sit down.
Are you going to sit? Coward.
Hey, thanks so much for coming out. Are you enjoying your lovely cinema seats out there? Oh, my goodness. Let's hear it for cinema seats. No, I'm just kidding. You've cheered enough. Jess and Matt, how are you feeling?
Good, thanks.
Great.
it's so good. It is so good to be in Sydney. I love how, I put on a shirt because I'm in Sydney, and it's just like on the way here, Jess and I saw a woman waiting for a bus, and she looked like she was ready to step on a catwalk, and I'm like, that's Sydney to me. She was drinking a Chardonnay.
She was drinking a water. His eyesight is not good. She also looked fine. I don't know if Matt's seen many runways, but...
Well, the difference between me and Jess is I lift women up, and I thought she looked fantastic. Because I think that's the most important thing a woman can be.
I support women by being honest, and, babe, she could have done better.
That's brutal.
She's not here. She was catching a bus in the other direction.
She could be here. Are you here?
She knows.
Did any hot people catch a bus today? That's all of Sydney, though, isn't it? They're all fucking hot.
Yeah. Who
Look
caught
at
a
this
bus
crowd.
here today?
Anyone catch a bus?
Hotties.
Yeah.
That was surprisingly few people, to be honest. Thought there'd be more hotties in the crowd, but the rest of you?
Let me ask
yuck.
you. I'll ask you another question. Who caught a tram here today? Oh, you actually have trams here?
Yeah.
Oh, they have them in other places apart from Melbourne? First time hearing of it.
That's our thing.
That's a bit rich, isn't it? That's our thing. Next thing you'll be telling us you have coffee here too.
Who's had a coffee today? Yeah, all right. It's catching on up here.
I couldn't believe it when they had clouds here. I thought that was ours. Anyway, what are we doing?
Who knows?
Well, we're here to do a Do Go On podcast. And we always start our live shows by asking, give us a cheer. Who's heard the show before? Fantastic.
That is always a relief, I won't lie. It is.
Has anyone stuck around from the screening of Inside Out 2 that was on just before?
It's okay.
Wandered in?
You're welcome.
No, and other end of the scale, we always ask this, and don't be shy. Give us a yell, give us a cheer if you've never heard the podcast before.
Okay, a few people. Thank you.
How you doing?
I can tell you're going to be trouble. This ends the crowd interaction portion of the show. Just going to nip that in the
Yeah,
bud.
it's about to get
You
much
thought
more.
you heard someone say, "Hi, yes,"
And I went, whoa, trouble.
directly answering a question that you asked.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to be trouble. Yes, I'm hearing it for the first time. This fucking bitch.
Matt loves women.
He thinks they're fantastic.
That was
loves
me
them.
being just. I think women are hot. Can't wait to watch this show.
Popcorn everywhere. Immediately.
Now, for the people that haven't heard the show, Jess, would you like me to explain that?
Please.
Well, I don't want Matt to because his face is full of popcorn over there. Don't worry, he'll get through that box in about 10 to 15 minutes. And then we can hear from you again. But basically what we do here at Do Go On is we take it in turns to research and report back on a topic often suggested to us by one of the listeners. We go away, we do a bit of research and bring it back to the group. Now, Matt and I have no idea what Jess is going to report on today. That's right, it is a Bob report. Yes, exciting.
I have fans.
We always... You have so many fans.
Fans, so nice.
Fans.
Did feel like less than a third applauding
Shut
them,
the
though.
fuck up. You hear this? I love women, except this fucking bitch.
No, I think you're
who
hot.
you've
I just
chosen to
think-
spend your life with.
Now, we always start with a question to get us
Yes.
on the topic. And Jess, sometimes you forget to ask or to write a question to
I always
ask.
ask a question. It's just never usually a good question. And that goes for today as well. This is for you and also for the audience. What is our favourite kind of crime topic for a live show?
Heist.
Heist. We have a heist.
All right, I was going to say. Great, we love a heist.
We do love a heist. Can you talk for a sec so I can have a drink?
Yeah, no worries. So much to talk about. No, I'm always excited for a heist. Meanwhile, I was going to say...
We probably could have just sat in silence. Okay.
I was going to guess like a murder or something.
No.
But
yeah, true.
This is much less, scary.
Yeah, because we learnt from the time in the UK where I did a report about a murder that a serial killer, who it turns out was from that area, and it was also too recent. And so some people knew people who had been victims. So
she did a report on Dr. Death.
Yeah,
well,
too
in
recent.
Bristol, that was big.
Yeah. It went down almost as badly as the time Jess talked about U2 in Ireland. Almost.
So I don't love doing the live reports anymore, if I can be honest. But I thought I'd play it safe with a heist, because the only victim is money.
Yes. The Irish equivalent of a serial killer is Bono.
That's right. I hate that guy. Okay. So, this is to set the scene. Oh, this has been suggested by a bunch of people. Let's see if any of them are here. Emily White from Albuquerque. No? Okay. Michael Welch from Parramatta. That's a better chance, though, wasn't there? Peter Pritchard from Wales. Aaron Calhoun from Las Vegas.
That's
fantastic name.
Which Wales? Was it the one that's new and south?
No. The old
north one, yeah.
Old north one, yeah.
That one sucks.
I agree.
Comparatively.
They have a dragon on their flag, though.
No, Wales is sick, actually. Me and Dave went there and it was sick.
Yeah, we had a great time in Wales.
Thanks for inviting me.
Is this boring?
Not for you. You've got popcorn.
I'm loving it.
It's also been suggested by Alyssa Moran from Ventura, California, Luke Hughes from Manchester, Andrew Johnson from the UK, Danielle Vizzini from Mount Pleasant. Now, to set the scene. In late September 2008, 2 Brinks guards were making a routine delivery to the Bank of America in a small town in Washington. A normal day at work for them was about to change, as they were about to be victim to one of the most elaborately planned armoured car heists in US history.
Fucking awesome.
Elaborately planned?
Yes.
But just awfully...
Poorly executed, but...
Terrible execution. Yeah. Well, you spent 6 years planning this.
That's not true. It was well executed for a bit. But it's not a mystery, because this is the story of Anthony Curcio. Okay? So...
Curse my name, curse my nature. It's going to go wrong. All right, here we go.
Anthony Curcio was born and raised in Monroe in Washington in 1980, a fairly small town. He was a talented student athlete. He was the captain of both the high school football and basketball teams. So you just know he had a Letterman jacket.
By the way, talking about letters,
and he's
what
off
the fuck
already.
is this?
Incredible
Just one
stuff.
R, all of us out of nowhere. No one can explain to me what it means. Yes, I agree. I don't know what Ritz means up here,
swap
but
hands. Swap, take that. Hold that one down. Hold the other one down. Yeah, cool. We got
it's
2
a
more
mystery,
boxes.
and I think one day we'll do an episode about it, because it's like just a random R right up there. What could it mean?
Did you take in anything of
Yeah.
Great.
You said he was the captain of the basketball team, captain of the football team, and I thought, this guy sounds like a real Dave Warnocky. I'm associating a lot with this character.
I am fighting for my life up here.
But he's a cool guy.
He's a cool guy. Well, that's subjective.
No, Dave said on the record, whatever this guy does,
he's very
Dave
cool.
looks up to and he appreciates him.
And you said you see a lot of yourself in him too.
Oh, God.
And that's beautiful, and we support you for that. So he followed in his father's footsteps. He played football for the University of Idaho. Their team's called the Vandals. Pretty sick. His father had been the star wide receiver who, after an injury, launched a successful landscaping company in the town. The family, they were very well known. It was a town of about 16,000 people. Like I said, the landscaping company was pretty big. They were quite wealthy. They had that all-American vibe to them. Like they had the 2 generations of star football players. And this is listed somewhere as like something the family's quite proud of. Anthony's grandmother, mum and older sister had all been homecoming queens. And then who gives a fuck what they did after that? But doesn't matter.
That's it.
They're important.
They sound hot.
Yeah. From my understanding of Homecoming Queen, yeah. Anthony, he received an athletic scholarship at the University of Idaho, and his girlfriend Emily, who was a cheerleader. I mean, it's just...
Oh my God.
It's the stuff of movies. She went to the nearby Washington State University. He was a bit of a party boy at uni. The change from high school to college football was huge, and the workload was a lot, and they took football very, very seriously. And he was like, I'm here to party. He was like really overwhelmed by the amount of work that you had to put into college football.
I have to try?
He's like, what the fuck? So instead he just drank a lot, which I think, great call.
This sounds like he would have been better suited to the NRL. That's the league where all the players piss into their own mouths.
They have better priorities, yeah. More aligned with his. So he just wanted to party and be a bit of a college fuckhead. And but then there was a change in coaching staff, and he sort of finally pulled his head in a little bit. He started to party less, work a bit harder, focus more on his football career. But during spring practice, Anthony was injured, tearing his ACL, which isn't good.
Did you hear the crowd R at that?
Yeah.
They haven't R'd at anything so far. I think we've got a jock crowd in. R'd. Is that... Is that? Oh my God. Did they all? You reckon they all just looked up at that moment?
At the same time, They're not listening, but they are enjoying the R. So yeah, he had this pretty bad injury. It put an end to his football career.
That's fine. Now he can be a full-time party animal.
Yeah, that's right. Well, because it did also introduce him to Vicodin.
Was it?
Very addictive, very strong painkiller. So he was quickly addicted to pain pills, so much so that after experiencing withdrawals, he kicked an oak coffee table repeatedly in order to re-injure himself and get more pain pills. It's not great. His family and friends, they pressured him to seek help. And
is that all you have to do?
Kick a coffee table.
You just have to cook. What's this one made out of?
Don't.
Do it.
Dude, you want to
would you
share
believe
the
that's the
Vicodin?
guy who caught the bus here? Don't know what that means. Bus people are angry, I don't know.
I mean, do you have to kick the table, or can you just say you kicked the... You know what I mean?
I think they might do x-rays and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it might help to have a bruise or some broken... We're not endorsing this, by the way. Any doctors? No, don't answer that. So his family and friends, they pressured him to seek some help. He completed an inpatient program at a drug and alcohol treatment facility. Now sober, he started his first business. He's still in college, by the way. His business was called Tony's Gaming, and they bought and sold casino tables and other gaming merchandise. Cool stuff.
They
feel like some of the
bought and
nerds-
sold them.
Some of the nerds got really excited there for a second. Tony's Gaming? Oh.
Not little figurines you get to paint. I'm over it. So, but within a few months of being open to the public, Tony's Gaming was unexpectedly shut down. The Washington State Gambling Commission and local police raided Tony's Gaming and confiscated the inventory, stating that Curcio did not possess the proper permits. So Anthony picked himself up, dusted himself off, sat down at his computer to forge prescriptions.
Can I just double check? What were those gambling tables made out of? Because if they were oak, then I think I know where he was going with this.
Yeah.
He kept breaking so many tables, he's having to buy and sell them. He buys them in better condition than he sells them, but...
That's why the business didn't last very long. Apparently, at one stage, he became aware of the reason that the police had raided his gaming business was because of a tip-off from a local real estate broker who had financial interest in a local casino. So, as revenge, Anthony and some of his friends broke into that guy's business and stole computers and files. He's a cool dude. Just setting the scene for you.
Look, you made that sound like that feels fair enough. He got fucked over, he fucked that guy over. Fuck him. That's how they do it up in Sydney. This is dog eat dog up here. No one up here is surprised by that. We're in the fucking big smoke now, Jess. You better grow up or fuck off. Jess Burgers, everybody. It has been good.
I'll take it from here. Okay. Hey! So Jess has left the stage. It looks like... Honestly, there's nothing written here. She was just making this up.
I'm doing Jess's laugh. That feels really mean.
Jess, I forgot my glasses. Please come back.
Please. This is awful. We did 3 episodes before you, and this is what it was. We'll show everyone what it was like.
Okay. Curcio had...
Yeah, that sounds good.
She's coming back. Oh, she's coming back to save the day. Jess, I've read ahead and I can confirm this guy rules.
You can't see that.
I can't see shit.
Jess, please forgive us.
No.
I'm sorry.
We'll talk about this after.
We do a debrief where after the show, Jess tells us what we did wrong. And
she treats us like an oak coffee table. It's brutal.
Kick the shit out of him. And that's how we're this good. It's because of me.
You keep us sharp.
So those people who've never heard us before, welcome, new biggest fans.
Yeah. We're scared to fail because of what you'll do.
Good. All right, so he transferred schools because he lost his scholarship. He moved over and graduated from Washington State University in 2004, married his high school sweetheart, and to anyone who saw him, he looked like a very successful young man. Edward Anderson writes, Anthony and his wife, Emily, flipped houses. They made a lot of money doing it. Some in their social circles even thought they might get their own house renovation show. But then the housing market began to crash in 2007 and continued to do so well into 2008. Now, I don't know if you guys are business-minded, but if your business is houses and houses not good, you're not good.
Wow.
Yeah.
How strong were they flipping houses? Fucking hell.
See that pity applause? I'm making a note of that. That'll be in the debrief. Their early successes put them on a good road financially, but after one house took more money to renovate and brought in less money than expected, things began to look bad for the couple, and the pill addiction grew. He's still on pills, by the way.
Someone working in real estate's drug addicted?
I know.
That's weird. Everyone in Sydney, by the way, Jess, is in real estate, so...
Yeah, and pills.
Yeah.
So you
it's
guys,
a beautiful city up here.
They are genuinely listening going, this guy rules. Despite having completed 4 drug and alcohol treatment programs, ABC News stated that Curcio was spending nearly $15,000 a month on his increasing drug habit.
But imagine how much more he would be spending if he hadn't gone to 4 drug and alcohol rehab places. He'd be spending like 60
It could have been 100.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's saving money.
Yeah, that's girl math right there. It could have been this. So he was now also into cocaine and benzos. So he's got a bit of everything, uppers, downers.
He's expanding his portfolio, real estate and drug-wise.
That's right. So financial pressure, I mean, I think cars were repossessed. A lot of their stuff was, it was very dire.
Okay.
So it sort of led him to think outside the box. And he decided to rob an armoured car. And it would later be known as one of the most elaborately planned armoured car heists in US history. So this is the elaborate planning. For 3 months, not years, 3 months, Curcio carefully observed a Brinks armoured car as it made deliveries to the Bank of America branch in Monroe, his local branch.
He'd been a member since he was 2 years old.
I looked up, I looked on Google Maps to try and see, the area, and I looked up, Bank of America in Monroe, thinking there'd be heaps. There's one in Washington, and that was it.
And did you look at it on, Google Earth, and you've done more research than this guy has done?
Quite possibly.
Yeah.
No,
he had a Dolomites with him. He'd been there from when he was 1 year old.
As he's scoping it out the front, all the staff are like, "Hi, Anthony."
Shut up, I'm staking you out.
He's got a fake mustache on. He's like, "Fuck." He noted down the schedule, sketches of the location of cameras in the branch, and estimated how much money was being transferred to the bank and how much was being removed via ATMs. So every person who walks up to the ATM, he's like, I reckon they're taking out $50. Ooh, 150, I reckon.
Did you just ask them?
Yeah, excuse me, how much did you withdraw? Always answer that question at the ATM. He considered the location of the bank in relation to the location of the police station, the probable routes that the police would take, how long it would take them to get there. After careful consideration, it became very clear to Anthony that the most effective getaway method was an oldie but a goodie. He would escape by creek.
That is old school.
Tale as old as time.
This guy was high on coke all the time.
Yeah. And
This doesn't
benzos.
seem like that kind of plan. And we'll get away by the creek. No one will get us in the creek. No one will think about the creek.
Can't see me in the creek.
No one can see me in the creek. Something you need to know about Sydney, Jess, is coke is big up here.
Okay, so you guys can relate. There was a creek nearby, would you believe, which on looking at it on Google Maps now, empty, dry. But this is 2008. I'm sure it was...
Oh, yeah.
How
flowing.
unlucky would that have been if his getaway plans was a boat down a creek and it was dry? I forgot to check if there was water in it. I didn't fill it up.
I should have looked at the creek.
Fuck.
In order to perfect the conditions of the creek, it was going to require a little bit of work. So Curcio spent weeks hand dredging the creek.
You're not kidding. He's filling up his own creek.
And no, like, people would see him doing that.
He's like, I flipped a house, I can flip a creek. How could it be?
Welcome back to Creek Flippers.
Yeah. When I came in here, this was just an empty creek. Now it's got 2 kitchens. It's got an ensuite.
And a cinema room for the kids.
Does sound like he's now doing a lot of unpaid work.
Yeah.
Like, could he have got a job for this sort of effort?
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, he wasn't doing his job at this time.
Yeah.
Because he was busy staking out the bank every day. So that's interesting. Investing. That's right. So he had a bit of a practice run of escaping on the creek using a jet ski.
Oh, that's...
Yeah.
And
That is the badass way to get away.
Sorry?
That's the most badass way to get away.
Jet ski.
Take 3.
Security. This guy's been giving me grief for 10 seconds now, and I need him out.
I need this guy. He's wearing a homemade Weed Hornet t-shirt.
Yeah. It's very good.
It's my high school band. Appreciate that.
So he tried to get away via jet ski, which, as we can all agree, this is the thought I'm having, it's a pretty badass way to escape.
But it's so obvious though, isn't it? When you're practicing on the jet ski, everyone is noticing you're the guy on the jet ski in the creek that you built.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a small creek, not like a big lake or something. Yeah. Like, if you're hearing a jet ski in the middle of the city, you're not like, oh, yeah, summertime, jet skis. You're like, what the fuck is that noise?
You go have a look, you take photos, you take video of this guy.
And you go, but it's a small town and he's a big shot. So you go, Anthony Curcio's on a jet ski on the creek. Like, it's not a good...
The homecoming king.
Yeah, it's not a good system. I went to school with him.
Yeah,
like, what are you doing?
Fuck yeah, king, yeah.
He's going to end up... He'll do the perfect crime, getting away, and he'll get done for riding a jet ski on the creek. You're not allowed to do that, man.
They won't check his pockets.
Anthony
Oh,
Curcio.
Anthony.
I didn't realise it was Curcio.
So close. So he did a practice run on the jet ski, but he hit a boulder and cracked the jet ski's fiberglass shell.
That's why you have a practice.
Yeah. So he was like, okay, I'm going to change my approach. And so what he did
He's
was...
going to avoid boulders.
Yeah. Or just put a ramp on over the boulder.
He's getting air every 5 metres. So no, he went to the next best thing, which was creating a cable pulley system to quickly pull himself and the large bags of cash upstream using a connected canvas-wrapped inner tube, like a big inflatable donut thing.
So he gets into a donut and then
But it
just
doesn't have a
starts...
hole in it, but it's a big round thing you sit in, and normally you get, like, towed by a boat, but he's going to pull himself with a pulley system.
Oh, he's gone from the most badass getaway to the most embarrassing getaway.
And, like, I imagine slow.
It's taking forever.
It takes so... Like,
people are walking along the creek having to slow down.
Yeah. I was about to say I could run faster, but I could walk faster.
Yeah.
In his tests, is he testing with the weight of all that money that he's
No.
gonna get? No. Okay. He's going to sink.
No. But he did not think about the weight of the money, no.
The best planned heist.
Yeah. The most elaborately planned. Nobody said best. He just thought a bit too much about it. So he planned and practiced, and it's time. It's heist time, baby. A few days before... Who wooed a heist? Police. So a few days before the robbery, he placed an ad on Craigslist.
Sorry?
Craigslist.
Craigslist? I've never heard of Craigslist.
She means
Craig.
Craig's.
Oh, Craigslist.
I said Craig. I said Craig, and then he said sorry, and then I just didn't want you to be saying that I was the idiot. He's the idiot.
Well, let's be fair. You're both idiots.
I mean, to be really fair.
Okay. We don't have to be that fair, Jess.
No, I want to hear what the ad is. Why was he placing an ad?
He placed an ad, and it was for a city cleanup project, which needed 15 to 20 workers for the day, paying $28.50 per hour. That's pretty good. Applicants were told to wear the following: jeans, a blue shirt, work shoes, a yellow safety vest, safety goggles, and a painter's mask.
I could have applied for the first half of that.
You got a blue shirt on?
Yeah, that was...
Is that part of it?
That was
So we just
the bit
need to get you a yellow safety vest.
Yeah. Anyone got one? Something you need to know about Sydney is they all have yellow safety vests.
Seems like none of them do, actually. Too good for safety vests. So the ad instructed the labourers to meet on Tuesday, September 30, 2008 at 11 a.m. in the car park of Bank of America.
Okay.
There's an article written by David Kushner for GQ. This is from David. After applying, each man received an email from the supervisor telling him to show up wearing a blue shirt. If a project manager is not there, it concluded, somewhat ominously, do not leave. As the men waited, one landscaper was already going hard at it. It's weirdly worded. He'd been there since before the others arrived, killing weeds outside the Jack-in-the-Box, and he continued working the lawn until 11:05 a.m. when a Brinks armoured truck rolled up to the Bank of America branch next door. As the messenger got out and started wheeling bags of cash to the bank, the landscaper stopped spritzing, tossed aside his pesticide sprayer, and sprinted towards the truck. He was only a few paces from the guard when he fired enough pepper spray to stun a 1,000-pound grizzly bear. As the guard clawed at his eyes in pain, his attacker simply grabbed the bags, heavy with cash, and sprinted into the nearby woods. The whole job took about 30 seconds. He's just pepper sprayed them and fucked off. Because the pepper spray makes you go, hands off the money. Now I've got the money. Elaborately planned heist.
That is elaborate. But now he's got 20 guys dressed like him hanging around.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Yeah.
But he's gone straight to the creek. So he's the only one who's gone to the creek. It was great until he was the only one that ran away. Where'd he go? To the creek.
20 of them are going that way.
He was...
He's accidentally hired a bunch of witnesses.
Yeah.
He's used his real email on Craigslist. It's really bad.
Don't leave. I'm planning a robbery. I need you there.
Yeah, if the supervisor doesn't show up or if the bank gets robbed, please don't leave.
Please don't leave. Please don't leave until the bank is robbed. Then you're free to go about your day. Curcio grabbed 2 bags of money containing more than $400,000 and ran towards the creek. At the edge of the creek, he threw the money into the inner tube and pulled himself up the creek with the cables. He travelled about 200 yards or 180 metres upstream and exited the creek behind several businesses onto the opposite side of the highway from the bank.
What? It was 200 yards.
Yeah.
He could have just walked though.
Yeah. And here's the thing,
was he
right?
going to do that on a jet ski?
Yeah, and I'm done.
And in that 180 metres, he somehow hit a boulder.
Here's the thing too. I was listening to a BBC series about this, an 8-part series. I was like, I'm doing this in an hour, mate. Let's go. Anyway, but apparently, I don't know why I'm defending, but apparently people that were interviewed in that were like, it's not that far, like as the crow flies or whatever, but it's kind of like a different part of town. Like I think because he's kind of gone under the highway, it is harder to get there via road or something.
A bit. It's funny if it's actually, it seems quick if you go like as the crow flies, like via the walking path. But the creek is really windy. So in his defence, it actually is quite a while by the way he chose to go.
And so you can definitely justify it. Anyway, so yeah, he's gone 200 yards. He removed his wig and worker's clothing. He was wearing a wig.
What kind of wig?
Brown. He has brown hair in real life. It was just a different shade.
It's just a double.
Imagine if I had like a really dark chocolate brown wig on. You'd be like, who the fuck is that up there? What's she doing? You know?
Yeah.
Or if you had anything other than grey, it'd be unrecognisable.
Dave Silver Fox, man, I'm so jealous of how fucking hot you are. Honestly, it's Australia's Mr. Sheffield, right? There you go.
Thank you so much. That's who I model myself on. That dreaded Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Matt models himself on the nanny.
I'm more of a CC Babcock type.
Yeah. I'm Gracie. That surprisingly depressed child. That kid's dark. Anyway, so he takes off his wig and his clothes that had been attached by Velcro.
Oh,
He's got like a
sick.
stripper's
Did he do a
outfit.
big...
Yeah.
He's wearing a stripper suit.
Wearing a stripper's outfit. Underneath, completely different clothes.
He's wearing a leopard thong.
Nobody will ever recognise me now.
I know you two have always been in the arts, didn't know sports, but I think sports came up with that first, the rip-off pants, so he was a sports person. He probably just was wearing sports clothes. I know you hear sport and you think, oh, you mean what, like getting naked? No, there's other kinds.
There's other reasons to get changed quickly. Huh.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
You know, you got to be warm on the bench, and then you got to take off the clothes to go on the field. And in this case, I don't mean the field isn't the pole, which I know you think of it as. Me and Sydney don't see eye to eye. Is it because I'm not a coked up real estate agent wearing a fluoro yellow vest? Is that it?
It's the only people they can connect to.
Who is about to catch a bus to a runway.
She's drinking a Chardonnay.
Honestly, she looked fancy as, and I feel out of place up here. This is the fanciest town I've ever been to. And I've been to... Honestly, I can't think of another place that's equally...
Yeah.
Is there any other fancy place in the ball?
Gary.
I have been to Gary, Indiana. That's true.
It's true.
That's
but
fancy.
Just between you and me, Sydney, it's not that fancy.
So many people were genuinely relieved and surprised that Matt was not killed in Gary.
I loved it, and I'm going to go back. I love it there.
Okay, can I keep going?
Jess, please do go on.
I'll stop you right there, Jess.
The new Boost Mobile network is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month for life.
That sounds like a threat.
Then how do you think we should say it?
Unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month for the rest of your life?
I don't know.
Until your ultimate demise.
What if we just say forever?
Okay.
$25 a month, forever.
Get unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month with Boost Mobile forever.
After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Unlimited plan.
Hi, it's Mark Bittman, host of Food with Mark Bittman. There are so many ways to save on quality items at Whole Foods Market every single day. So here's some hints for doing that coming into back to school season. 1. Check out the weekly sales at WholeFoodsMarket.com. Gets refreshed every Wednesday, so be sure to check then. 2. Remember to look for 365 by Whole Foods Market, snacks, salads, and more. 3, just walk the store and look for those little yellow signs that mention low price. There's one next to the responsibly farmed salmon right now in the seafood department. There are so many ways to save at Whole Foods Market, and now you know.
Anyway, so he's ripped off his clothes like an athlete. He jumps into the trunk of a getaway vehicle driven by a friend of his. Shortly after, police arrived to find the bank's parking lot filled with men matching the robber's description. Genius. Detective Tim Buzz, ran down behind the strip mall where the crook was last spotted. Along the gravel leading to the woods, he found a trail of discarded items: a blue cap, a long brown wig, a white particle mask, sunglasses. The path stopped at the edge of the woods creek, a narrow stream less than 2 feet deep. It's not a big creek.
A jet ski.
It's crazy that a jet ski didn't work.
How is there a boulder in a 2-foot creek deep?
I think it was probably just a pebble. Over an hour later, the police didn't have much to go on, and their search hadn't produced all that much evidence. They found in a tube that he'd escaped on, and a few feet away, a blue shirt and a 2-way radio had been tossed on the creek's bank. And they're just there looking at it like, huh. But they didn't have too much to go on. The careful planning and bizarre getaway, unsurprisingly, caught some media attention. The mysterious robber was referred to as the Craigslist robber, or DB Tuber.
That's inspired.
After DB Cooper. DB Tuber. Come on, that's good stuff.
Yep.
Yes, that's the reason I chose this topic.
You got to call the episode DB Tuber.
Of course. DB Tuber.
And when does he start playing it? Because I think you didn't mention he had a wig, and now you're bringing up this big brass instrument.
So as I said, police don't have much to work on. They were able to swipe a bit of DNA from the mask, but there was nothing matching the database. There was no match. So it was kind of worthless without a suspect. They replayed a few seconds of grainy surveillance tape from Bank of America, which caught the perp as he pepper sprayed the guard. He seemed to be a young guy, about 6 feet tall, white, but that was about all they could tell. He's got mask and a wig on, hat. They couldn't make much else.
They were like, it's hard to explain, but he's sort of like, you remember that guy who was our star quarterback? He was kind of like that guy.
Yeah, that sort of build.
It was that kind of type. It was a Tony type.
Yeah. He was a Tony type.
Does anyone know anyone in town who looks kind of like this famous guy in town, Tony?
The next day, a patrol officer remembered an odd visit he'd received a few weeks before on the 9th of September. A city worker had stopped by the station to tell him about a homeless man who'd found a disguise and a radio near the bank. The police were able to track down that homeless man, who was a 53-year-old guy named Alan Dean. Dean told them that he'd been in the mall near the Bank of America when he spotted the radio behind the dumpster. He picked it up when he saw more stuff: a particle mask, a dark wig, sunglasses, and a can of mace. He made quick work of the clues. He was like, well, that's a disguise. And that's not good. A disguise is rarely good, he thought. So
he's never been to a dress-up party.
He's like, whoa.
Oh my God, Shrek! Oh my God!
I don't want any funny business. Well, he was a bit nervous, actually, because he had been convicted of a felony for chopping down trees illegally. Felony. And he didn't want to wind up behind bars, like if it got connected to him, and it would have his fingerprints on it now. So he was like, oh no. So he went and found a city worker named Randy Osh, who was working in the sewer, and he was like, are you going to call the cops or should I? And Randy's like, yeah, I'll go tell the cops. Anyway, so Alan Dean, he's just kind of going about his day then, until he saw a silver SUV pull up behind the dumpster a bit later and a young guy jump out to retrieve the pile of goods. And Dean said, hey, I wouldn't mess with that stuff. I called the cops. They're coming to pick it up. And the man replied, what'd you do that for? And then Dean said, well, look at it. Anyone in this neighbourhood knows what that's for. Like, that's dodgy as shit. And the young guy stared at the pile of stuff for a moment, then picked it up and drove off. And as he sped off, Dean wrote down the licence plate number.
Which was Tony QB.
He was just like, that was a strange interaction. I'm going to make a note of that. Alan Dean, he's written down the licence plate, and the licence plate was registered to Anthony Curcio.
Shit.
Actually, I think it was registered to his wife, but, for the point of this story, it was his. Anyway,
This is why you're getting an 8-episode series down to 1 hour.
That's right.
You're cutting out. You're merging characters like husband and wife.
Hey, in my eyes, you're one.
Yeah, he was married to himself.
I guess I'm just better at editing than the BBC. So what Alan Dean had seen was one of Curcio's practice runs to ensure proper timing of the heist. And Dean later laughed. He probably thought, just an old tramp. He ain't going to do nothing. Wrong.
Got him.
He said wrong. Game over.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It wasn't entirely game over, but it was definitely the beginning of the unravelling of Curcio's perfect crime. The licence plate and the unmatched DNA sample weren't enough for the police to act on, so they had to be careful and strategic in their next moves, because if they let on that they suspected Curcio, he could flee, and then they're kind of stuffed. But they didn't know that he kind of already had fled, but not because of the crime. So he was acting weird, understandably, and his wife was like, are you on drugs again? And he's like, why? How dare you ask that? What? You're crazy. And she'd give...
Robbery? I never did that.
I never did a robbery. I didn't heist, you idiot.
I didn't heist. I didn't spend the last 3 months digging a 60 centimetre deep creek. Why would anyone do that? That's insane.
What was it before him? If it ended up as a 2-foot deep creek, it wasn't a creek before. He found
I think it was a puddle.
A puddle.
Yeah,
He dredged a puddle.
He dredged a puddle. She was just not having it. I think she'd given birth a few weeks earlier.
Oh my God.
She's like, I'm not dealing with
Was it
you.
his
You're
baby?
insane. Yes.
Okay. That's cool then. Because I think it's important, Dave, you'll agree with this, that
here we go.
you have to have an outside interest in those early days of fatherhood. You need to be absent.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying. I'm not saying anything at all. All right.
Yeah.
Just
What are you saying?
I'm just saying, Dave, if you're going to try and avoid your kid, don't do it with podcasting. That's embarrassing. Go dredge a creek. All right. Now, just please do go on.
So she's like, you're acting insane. I can't be bothered dealing with this. Get out. She kicks him out, and so he goes to Vegas. Remember, he's stolen this money out of desperation because he and his young family are in financial trouble. It's a lot of money. Not that he deserves it, but they need it to get back on their feet. So he takes it to Vegas.
Perfect. That's the quickest way to double it, triple it.
Exactly.
Triple it, double it, triple it again.
Yeah.
Lose some.
Yeah.
Triple that. Double it.
Triple the loss.
Did you triple the loss?
Yes.
And
at some point, you got to put some of the winnings in your pocket, right?
yeah, you could just rob another bank while you're there. I mean, there's heaps of banks.
Heaps. You could rob a casino while you're there.
Isn't that crazy you're telling this story that leads to Vegas? We're in the Vegas of Australia.
Yes.
Yeah, Sid
That
Vegas.
is crazy. Sid Vegas.
That's what you call yourselves, isn't it?
They're both known as Sin City, I'm pretty sure. Do you know? Is that
I
something
truly
you call
have
yourselves?
to move on.
Okay.
I'm keeping an eye on the time, and we don't have it.
Hard. Okay.
Yeah, you are trying a bit too hard.
I am. As a strong feminist man, I think it's important that I get my words out for feminism. And these words are, please, Jess, go on, mate. We've got to finish this.
So he's gone to Vegas.
He's gone to Vegas.
With $400K.
From David Cush. He didn't take all of it, but he did take a lot of it. Anyway, he rented rooms at the Palms and hired a guide for $2,500 a night to get them into clubs. Clubs like LAX, confusing, Playboy and The Moon. I'm just going to head down to the Moon tonight. You coming to the Moon? I love that.
But
Anyway, they even hit
in.
up a party for a Jessica Simpson single release.
Whoa.
So that dates it a little bit.
This is sick. So he's got this money now to get his family back on his feet, and I can feel he's starting that process now.
Yeah.
At the Moon.
He partied all night with friends into the early hours, night after night. At one point, he was dared to try to jump over a coffee table and he fell and broke his arm.
Oh, did he do that accidentally?
It's him and coffee tables.
I reckon he did that on purpose.
When he returned to Monroe, he and Emily made up and he assured her that everything was going to be okay. He'd made a real estate deal. Some money was coming in.
Everything's going to be okay. He's just got a mystery broken arm.
Yeah, no, we'll get to that.
It's going to be okay, babe. Can you sign my cast?
They weren't going to have to face foreclosure or move or give up their dreams. He's like, I'll get us a car. I'm going to make things right. The arm in the sling? Yeah, basketball. I was playing basketball. I fell. So I don't feel bad for him at all. Anyway, a couple of months later, November 3rd, he drove his brand new Range Rover, purchased in a friend's name, to the parking lot of a Target in Monroe. He had arranged a money drop with a buddy. He was going to drop $17,000 cash. He just got out of his car and he saw the cops close in. Not long before, the FBI had been trailing him when they saw him toss a Gatorade bottle with his chewing tobacco spittle into the trash. Oh. They plucked it after he left. The DNA from the spit matched the DNA in the particle mask, giving them enough evidence to arrest him once and for all. With nowhere left to run, Curcio got on his knees. "This is slander," he whined. "Don't you know who my parents are?"
You haven't mentioned his parents. Who are they?
The homecoming queen.
Oh, yeah.
And a landscape guy.
My dad has a landscaping business.
I mean, there's no good answer to that. Like, even if it's the president, it's embarrassing no matter who it is.
It's awful.
But landscape guy is pretty funny. Yeah. Don't you know my dad?
My dad who played college football 40 years ago.
You're making a great mistake. Your lawn will never be cut again.
Not in this town.
Which is where your lawn is.
He was sentenced to 72 months in federal prison. He served his time across 3 different correction facilities. Some fun names here. Big Spring, La Tuna, and Coleman Correctional Complex. That one's less good. La Tuna, obviously the best. While being housed in La Tuna, he became close with a fellow inmate, George Jung. Jung encouraged Curcio to write a book and put him in touch with author/biographer Dane Baddy, and they began writing back and forth. Upon his release, he wrote the book Heist and High, promising to prevent others from making the same decisions he had made. Don't even bother with the jet ski, honestly.
I love it. It's like, I'm only telling you how to rob a bank just so you know what not to do.
That's right.
Kids, don't do this. But if you were to do it, this is how you do it.
Yeah, this is how you can perfect my perfect crime.
Throughout the duration of his sentence, Curcio wrote and illustrated over 20 children's books as well. He's a prolific writer. One was aimed at children of incarcerated parents, and it was called My Daddy's in Jail, which I think his 2 daughters would have appreciated.
Something you've got to know, Jess, about Sydney people is all of their dads are in jail.
Yeah.
White-collar crime, of course.
Yeah. Oh, of course, yeah. Insurance fraud. Money laundering.
Yeah.
Etc., etc. Sorry, that was a bit too close to the bone for some of you.
Did you feel the air just left this room?
Yeah. And they're going, allegedly!
Daddy's going to beat those crimes.
Daddy's innocent. Yeah, okay, too close to the bone. I'm so sorry. Sorry to all your innocent dads. Since his release in 2013, he has been working with youth and giving presentations regarding drug abuse prevention and the importance of making positive choices. He speaks to schools all over the country. So it is kind of nice to see that he sort of turned his life around a little bit, you know. Except that he's currently under investigation for scamming buyers out of $2 million through fake PSA, professional sports authenticator, gradings for rare Pokemon and sports cards. Or still on cocaine, yep. Although the cards were genuine, he and his accomplice reportedly inflated their value by falsifying their PSA gradings. So there's records that he had ordered materials online to create forged card cases and labels.
Honestly, there's no bigger scum on earth. No bigger scum on earth than those who forge PSA values. And I think that's the only reason I think Australia should bring back the death penalty.
You like this? His accomplice's name was Josef Bondarchuk.
I do like that.
I don't know. That's pretty fun. I got this piece of news from mynintendonews.com, which is obviously everyone here's homepage. Their scheme, which lasted around 2 years, began to unravel after they sold a 1986 Fleer Michael Jordan rookie card for $171,000 at a Manhattan auction. The card, supposedly graded PSA 10, raised suspicions when the PSA company denied any involvement in its grading. It's almost like there's like a paper trail, and an actual company knows what they've done.
Jess, I know the answer to this, but just in case anyone here doesn't, or anyone listening at home,
please ask me what PSA means. Ask me what PSA means.
What is a PSA?
Because I said it before.
Yeah,
if you were listening.
That's right. No, I was listening.
It's professional sports authenticator.
Yes, and what is a rating?
So the like playing cards, Pokemon cards.
Yes.
They are rated from 1 to 10 based on their condition. So a 1 is in shit condition, a 10's in perfect condition.
Right.
So these cards are probably actually a 7. They're putting fake labels on them saying they're a 10 and then selling them at insane prices. Are you on board yet, or have you wandered off?
Yeah, good. Yeah, that's so good.
Yeah. So close, Jess, so close.
I'm loving this.
Are you?
I'm loving this.
Are you talking about the popcorn?
Really enjoying the popcorn. It's the audience that I don't like, but I'm loving your story. Loving your story.
Yeah.
Is this one of the shittest crowds I've ever had?
Yeah.
I love you. I love it here in Sydney.
No, these guys are
I'm kind
great.
of dressed like a real estate agent tonight.
Dave and I are playing good cop, hot cop, and I'm the good cop. Look at him tonight.
Dave,
Fucking
just
hell.
undo one of those buttons.
Oh, undo a button. You want to see a little bit of this? Ooh.
Yeah, you're ready to talk
put it back
now?
up.
Whoa.
And all of a sudden everyone's like, please, I'll tell you everything.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Oh, God, please. Anyway, I was just saying that, you know, he redeemed himself and it seemed like he turned a corner and then he did some more fraud and I hate him. Oh. He's learned nothing. I don't feel bad for him at all. But there is a little bit of a happy ending,
Okay.
Dave.
For the woman in the audience.
Yeah. So
honestly, this crowd is dog shit.
David Kushner, he concludes his article with this reflection on the DB Tuber case. And the homeless man who unravelled it all said it was the perfect crime, Curcio insists, except that it wasn't. He got caught. If anything was perfect, it was how the guy who feared losing his house got busted by a man who didn't have one. A man nobody expected anything from. Even Buzz and Barry, those are the detectives, admit that without Dean's help, Curcio could have gotten away with it. Dean used the reward money to buy himself a Nissan Pathfinder. He plans to drive back to his family in the Ozarks and get off the street for good. I'm going back to see my kids again, he says.
That is awesome! Al Dean!
So that's nice. That's nice. But that's the story of DB Tuber.
Oh, give it up for Jess Perkins. Oh, my gosh.
Pay attention, BBC. That's how you do it.
Yeah, 8 parts?
8 parts. And
What
it's,
is it?
it's they interview him a lot, and I'm just like, shut the fuck up.
Anyway, is that the end of the
That's
episode?
the end.
Hey, thank you so much for coming out to the fabulous Ritz Cinema here in Randwick. Thank you so much for having us here, Ritz. Luke is over there who made everything possible today. Thank you so much. Appreciate
Give it up
you.
for Luca.
Now, we only get to come up here, it looks like every couple of years, so we really appreciate you coming out. We love you so much. And until next time, we'll say thank you so much for listening and goodbye, Sydney!
Later!
Yeah!
All right, we're back in the studio here. Dave and I, Jess is fine. She's not here, but she is fine.
Haven't seen her since that day in Sydney.
Yeah, because I think she got carried away by the crowd in like a "You're our new hero."
Yeah, throwing up in the air.
Yeah,
everyone cheering.
I think she's now the king of Sydney.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah. So we wish her all the best.
Yeah, well done, new Lord Mayor Jessica Perkins.
But we got to forge on without her. As
we have to.
As you know, in show business, the Ritz. If the Ritz is anything, it's showbiz.
Exactly.
And then what's the number one rule of showbiz? Jess is fine.
Jess is fine. Stop asking questions.
Stop asking questions.
Yes.
And the show must go on. And this is everyone's favourite section of the show where we thank some of our fantastic Patreon supporters. If you want to get involved, you can go to patreon.com/2goonpod. And we do a few things here at the end. There's different levels you can sign up to. If you sign up on the Sydney Scheinberg level or above, you get to give us a fact, quote, or question. In this section of the show, we like to call fact, quote, or question. I think it actually has a jingle goes something like this.
Fact, quote, or question. Ding, ding.
He always remembers the sing and the ding. Well done.
Did a double ding then.
Double
is
ding.
Right? Is that okay?
I thought you were driving a tram for a second.
Get out of the way.
Meso was in the house. The fifth Beatle. But, and yes, he's always been the fifth Beatle. I know we misspoke at some points. I got into a...
Is it true? I thought he surely was the fourth Beatle.
I think he might have been at some point, but I've retconned that.
Okay.
Is that what you say?
What do you retcon and we make him the sixth Beatle?
Oh, yeah. Because Ringo's the fourth.
Yeah.
Who's the fifth?
Pete Best.
Pete Best. What about Stuart Sutcliffe?
Okay. And then there's also George Martin.
Yeah.
Okay. So Matt
and
has
George
really...
R. Martin.
Yeah, he's pretty good. And then, Cass Page is often on the show too. So maybe he's our 10th Beatle?
10th Beatle.
Top 10 Beatles.
Top 10 Beatles.
That'd be a great
Name
article.
them, top 10 Beatles.
Great listicle. Top 10 Beatles.
Anyway, so, a bunch of different things you can do. But, yeah, in this level, Sydney Scheinberg level, fact, quote, or question. I'll read a couple out. Just going to do a couple today. The fact, quote, or question bag is getting a little low in stock.
Oh, wow. Dry bag.
Mainly because we've been recording a little bit ahead. But if you are on the Sydney Scheinberg level or above, get them in. Get your facts, your quotes, your questions, or your brags, or your suggestions, or really whatever you like. You also get to give yourself a title. I'm going to read out two today. The first one comes from one of our favourites here. I mean, everyone we read out is one of our favourites.
You're all our favourites.
But this one's from Pete Holberton, a.k.a. wannabe steely-eyed missile man.
Nothing wannabe about it, Pete. You, for us, are the steely-eyed missile man.
Say hi to the boys and gals at NASA for us.
Oh, wow.
Or is it NASA? I always forget. Pete's got a fact. Thanks so much, Pete. Pete writes, while working on Iron Maiden's The Number of the Beast album, oh my God, for half a second I thought he was saying while he was working. I'm like, I don't think he's...
Oh my gosh, he's done that as well?
Yeah.
Pete, could you get any cooler?
I mean, that's pretty sick. I got that on CD, not at the time, but as a teen, and absolutely flogged it. It's when I got my first car. That was on high rotation.
All right. Did you have the 6-disc changer in the boot?
I had the 1-disc changer in the dash.
Old school.
So he writes, while working on Iron Maiden's The Number of the Beast album, music producer Martin Birch was involved in a car accident with a minibus carrying nuns and was left with a repair bill, guess the number in pounds, 666.
Oh my God.
The Number of the Beast.
Is the album called The Number of the...
666, the Number of the Beast.
I should have called the album The Number of the Bill. They're like, all right, whatever this bill comes to, that's what we'll call the album. Oh my God.
Oh my God. 666, that's badass.
Wow.
But I mean, I don't know why they had an Australian accent. They're British.
Very British.
You say that. You give it.
Steady on, Gov. 666.
Hello.
Hello.
Lock that in. Number of the Beast. That's the name of our album. Oh, yes, I think it is. Pete finishes by saying, as usual, thanks for the laughs and the learning. Pete, you are so sweet.
Thank you, Pete.
Much love to you. Thanks so much, Pete. And the second and final one this week comes from Cole Maravilla. First timer into the fact, quote, or question.
Great name, Cole.
And
Maravilla.
Cole's title is Secretary General of the National Organising Committee for the Democratic Republic of Cats and Kittens. That's important. We've got a lot of dog types on the show.
We need a few cat people.
As a cat man, myself.
You're a cat man?
Cat man, see cat man do. Yeah. And I don't know what's going on. I mean, I had a cat, it died, but, you know, I think that
You're closer to cat man than dog man.
But I love them all. I think it's part of the reason I don't know anything about pets is because I had a cat. I don't know. I didn't need to know.
They're pets.
Penny didn't want me to know.
Okay, yeah. She took a look at you and said, back off.
You put food in the bowl.
I've got this.
Food and water. Kitty litter. You know.
What? You're listing some essential stuff to know about having a cat there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're the only things you need to know about having a cat. Dogs, though, I don't know. You walk them and stuff. Cats walk themselves.
But there's no litter.
No litter, yeah.
But there is bags. You have to pick up a shit with a bag.
Yeah. I do. I'm really into dogs. You guys have won me around on dogs.
Yeah, Matt's started sending us into the group chat dog videos that he's found on Instagram.
Yes.
They are so... I love them, and I'd love to watch you watch them.
I think that, you know, I did a thrusting video on my YouTube channel. I think I might do a dog watching video.
Dog reacts.
Yeah, it might even be out by the time...
Will you get like a few?
Yeah, I'll do like 10 minutes of watching dog videos.
That's great.
Anyway,
cats are good too. We like cats.
Cole is from Cats and
from Cats.
And under the section of do you have a fact, a quote, or a question, Cole has written Inception.
What?
I don't think we've had an Inception before.
What is that? Do we have to get a slate for that, Cole?
Wait, I'm just spinning this top just to make sure.
Oh, it's not falling over.
Cole writes, "Hi team, I recently uncovered an impressive conspiracy while listening to your podcast.
Whoa.
I was tuned into the Big Sandwich recent bonus episode, James and Meso's Time Crapsule." That's good stuff.
So that's like for people that's the Weekly Planet sort of Patreon bonus stuff, isn't it?
They have done it again.
the Time Crapsule. God, that's why they're so big.
That's
because they're the best. I love it.
We are in about 10 minutes. After we finish recording this, we're having a big sandwich with Meso, right. Actually, or a burger.
We're sharing a big burger with Meso.
Anyway, he says they mentioned the Black Dahlia murder, so naturally I jumped over to Do Go On to catch up on your episode about it. Episode 210, Blockoween 2019. Imagine my surprise when the episode began with a plug for the bonus episode on none other than Nick Mason himself.
What?
That was the moment I knew I had to sign up for that bonus episode.
Sorry. I knew I had to sign up to this level so I could tell you. Cole, we love it, but our email is open.
Congrats on what I can only assume was a nearly 5-year-long Inception plan.
Yep,
perfectly
we got
executed. Cheers, Cole. 100% Cole. That was all, and you were the chosen one.
Exactly.
It was all about you, Cole. It was always you, Cole.
Cole, we can now wrap up the whole podcast.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Move it up, boys. Thank you so much to Cole and Pete. Cole, I hope you hang around.
Stick around.
I want to hear more.
Coleceptions.
Wild conspiracy theories.
Can we make that a new drop-down menu? So fact, quote, a question, or Coleceptions?
I think so. I'd love to hear another Coleception. No pressure. The other thing we like to do, Dave, here is shout out to a few of our great Patreon supporters. Jess normally comes up with a game based on the topic, but as she isn't here, but she is fine, do you want to...
Yeah, I would think the one that immediately came to mind was, what about heist escape vehicles... systems,
because he tried a few wacky ones.
The jet ski and also
digging out a creek.
It's the most insane story ever. And then the pulley system whilst on like an inflatable tube
that the money was too heavy for. Just I don't know, mate. He should have got away on a mule. Oh, okay, I don't want to burn any. Don't
burn the mule.
But I thought maybe one of us reads out the names. How about me? And the other one comes up with the...
Yeah, okay. What about we swap halfway through here so we get a bit,
we
get a bit of the brain of Dave Warnock and then also a bit of the brain of Matt Stewart.
Yeah, a bit of the brawn of Dave Warnock. Yeah. All right, well, let me go first. From address unknown, can only assume from deep within the fortress of the moles. Speaking of dogs, it's Woof.
Hello, Woof. Woof is very slowly getting away on a tractor.
Oh, yeah. Imagine a dog on a tractor. That's the kind of thing that my dog videos...
That'd be no video.
Well...
Oh, what's this dog doing? Was he driving a tractor? Oh, oh my God.
Pretty great.
Pretty crazy.
In case Woof doesn't remember who they are, their email address has 97 in it. A good year.
And it's not Woof97, so we're not giving too much away.
No. Thank you so much, Woof, and great work on the tractor. Next one. Oh my God, must be a roommate of Woof, because also from address unknown. Must be in the Fortress of the Moles. It's Bethany Sherritt.
Bethany Sherritt is getting away by quietly strapping themselves to an Olympic javelin and then being piffed.
By a hulking Olympian.
Yeah.
Wow.
Big Hulk. I can't name any javelinists.
No.
But Bethany, you're being piffed by a really big athlete.
Yeah.
And then you quietly... And then Bethany's sort of landing in the ground head first, like, and sort of sticking out like they do, and then burrowing back down to the Fortress of the Moles.
It's a bit of a shame that we're recording a little bit ahead of time because the Olympics are about to start and we probably could have learnt some javelin names.
I know. But I've got Olympic fever. I can feel it building up. It's about to kick off.
Oh, yeah.
At the time of recording.
Next up, from Mount Pleasant in Pennsylvania in the United States. Thank you so much to Connie Lingues.
Connie Lingues. Linguisi. Connie is getting away on a Razor scooter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Reminds me of the classic Tism song. 5 points for a Razor scooter. Is that how it went? It was just about driving and different things you'd knock over and the points you get.
That's pretty funny.
Stupid. Bit of fun. From Adelaide in Queensland, Australia. Thank you so much for your support, Jen Whitfield.
Jen Whitfield. Look at Jen go. They're up in the sky and they are in a hot air balloon.
Oh, that's a great getaway.
It's great, but also I don't think you can really steer them very well.
Can't steer them, but can you chase them?
Yeah, that's true.
Why, do the cops try and take you in their own?
Yeah, you got to get the hot air balloon.
And then they, like, how long it takes to set it up, you got to inflate it. And then hopefully you're in the same, currents.
Yeah, the slipstream.
Wind currents or whatever. I mean, I guess they could fall them on the ground or shoot them down or something, but I think it's a great plan, Jen. Well done. Finally, from me, I'd love to thank from Florence in South Carolina in the United States, Rick Mosley.
Rick Mosley is...
He's got a rock star sounding name.
I love that name, Rick Mosley. Rick, you're getting away by being dinked on the front of the yellow jersey holder of the Tour de France.
Oh, if you're going to get dinked by anyone... They can do it. You see them, like, they'll ride hands free.
Yeah. They can do it all.
Yeah, see that one where one of these sort of lycra bike guys was going down a hill, everyone else is pedaling. He just goes in a Superman pose and flies past them.
Like he's some sort of dart flying through the air.
It's almost like he's Bethany Sherritt, flying through the air on a javelin.
Being piffed. Rick... because you are from America. Is that a universal term?
I think dink could be universal.
Yeah, you're sitting on the handlebars.
Yeah, I'm sure dink is universal.
Anyway.
We don't have many words,
But just dink, it just fair dinkum, dinky die, just feels a bit Aussie.
I bet even those came from England. All right, I'll look that up while you're reading out the next.
Okay,
person.
Fantastic. So I would like to thank now from Yakima in Washington in the United States. Thank you to, one word name, Stein. Thank you, Stein.
Stein is such a great name. Makes me think Oktoberfest. Makes me think getting away.
On a pork knuckle. What are you thinking?
Rolling down a hill on a pork knuckle.
On a pork knuckle.
Like walk, like on, sort of like a log, when you see people sort of
balancing and kicking.
Moving down the hill on a log. What a getaway on a knuckle.
On a pork knuckle. Stop that knuckle.
Stop that. Stop Stein on that knuckle. Is that man getting away on a knuckle? You get back here.
Get back here, knuckle.
Thanks
Stein,
so much,
that's
Stein.
great.
Great work, Stein. It does look like it might be Australian dink.
Oh, okay, well, I'm glad we took the time just in case. I would like to thank also from Kalamazoo. Is this Michigan? It's got to be Michigan here. Kalamazoo in Michigan. Incredible. That could be made up, but I love it. Kalamazoo. You hearing this?
Kalamazoo's fantastic.
It's the best name I've ever heard. And from there, fantastic resident is Janice Senicki.
Janice Zanicki. I've heard of Kalamazoo.
Have you?
Yeah, I think it's referenced in something.
Is it like on a list of funny place names?
No, I think it's just referenced in an old show or a riddle.
Kalamazoo, really big shoe.
Really big shoe is actually the getaway device that Janice float, and it was way more buoyant than DB Tuber's tube.
Way better. Better tuber.
Better tuber.
DB Schuber.
DB Schuber. That's what Janice is known as. DB Schuber. Really big shoe.
Really big.
Really big.
I would now like to thank from St. Peter's in Emo. Is this Montana? Always get kept on this. It was in Missouri.
Missouri.
I would like to thank from St. Peter's, Will.
Did you say St. Penis?
It's St. Penis. It's basically, all right, from St. Penis, it's Will Ross.
That's another Tism band member's name. John St. Penis.
Is it really? Oh my God.
Will Ross. Will Ross? Or won't Ross get away in a choo-choo train?
There's no way to know where this train is going.
Yeah. Put the pedal to the metal, driver. Chuck some more coal.
Oh my
in
God,
that
they're getting behind us.
engine.
We lose that train behind us.
But it's the one. It's the train from Back to the Future 3. And Dave, I'm sure you'll enjoy that reference.
Absolutely.
I'm going to make you watch Back to the Future
I've seen one now.
In the movie club.
Since we've
Do go on movie club.
Since 8 years ago we did the report. I just need number 2 and
What
3.
did you think of it?
Fun, enjoyable.
Damn right it is.
Sorry, they've cancelled the order, so I need to take this call.
Oh no.
Hello.
Oh, is it the bloody... Hello, everybody. Bloody, is this podcast HQ? I've got some hot content for you.
That is hot.
That's hot stuff.
That is hot.
Can I jump in?
Please.
Thank you.
For the listeners, Dave has just been on a long call.
Thank you, bye-bye.
I'm not sure if we're being scammed, but our burgers, there might be a problem with them.
The burgers have been cancelled. The guy was on his way, 6 minutes away now. He's no longer coming. Nick Mason has joined us in the
Can
studio.
you chuck on Nick Mason's mic?
Oh, yeah, sorry about that.
Which one is me? Just turn on all of them.
Number
turn
4,
on all the microphones.
please.
Turning them all on. How many mics do you need?
I need several microphones, Dave.
Meso's also talking into a...
Sex line. I've called the sex line. You thought they were all gone, but there's one still left. So...
Really?
Yeah, 0055.
Yes.
Nudie Rudies.
So Meso just walked into the studio
with a visual gag.
With a visual
that I found
gag.
in a bin.
He's brought a phone from a bin.
Like an old landline with you.
Yeah, correct.
Which bin was it in?
One of the stupid old studios bins.
Oh, right, not on the street.
No, this isn't a street. This has only been touched by probably celebrities, you know.
Are we recording this on film, Dave?
No, this is not being
filmed. Well, why am I bothering with this then? I'm putting it down. I could just
realised it's not being filmed.
I could just keep it up forever. That would work too.
So, Meso, apparently there's a problem with our burger order, but...
Yeah, and then I had to get a call about it from Uber to explain...
Burgers are off.
That there's a lot of traffic and that the food was going to be spoiled by the time I got here, so they made the call to cancel it.
Wow.
I would have eaten the cold burger rather than... I just ordered from the same place again.
I kind of... That's interesting because, like... I feel like the essential part of a delivery burger, like any kind of delivery, it's going to be cold when you get there.
Yeah, like we accept this.
Yeah, that's right. We know it was going to be cold.
That in, but maybe it's going to be like they already you expected it to be a little bit cold, but now it's going to be super cold. But I'm still fine. I didn't get the option to be like, it's cool.
Yeah, to me that sounds like they had something else on. You know?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, they want to cut out.
I was like, no, Anna, I'm cancelling. For your benefit.
Yeah.
This is for you, which I appreciate. Meso, do you want to be here for just this last little bit of this episode?
Yes.
This is the end of our Sydney Live episode where Jess told the story about a bank robber who became known as DB Tuber because his getaway vehicle was a tube in a creek.
Like an inflatable tube, and then he pulled himself along on a pulley system along the creek.
The creek wasn't deep enough, so in the lead up he had to dig it deeper.
Spent
Oh,
months.
okay, right. This isn't an impromptu, he'd assembled the pulley system and et cetera. Wow.
He spent months dredging his own creek.
I reckon probably could have just got a regular job.
Yeah.
in that time, you know?
He spent so much time that
I don't know much about this guy, but, whenever, I love the idea of a scheme or a heist or any kind of, bank robbery where nobody gets hurt and et cetera, but at a certain point it's like, probably could have just got a regular... Or one of those scams where it's super elaborate and
Or they spend hours on the phone to you scamming you.
Yeah.
you're working it. This is a real job.
You're just working in a call center, man.
But every now and then they get tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, which I think they just got that from me, I think. This burger order.
Yeah.
They said, just read out your credit card details over the phone and we'll get those burgers to you, ASAP.
And their number on the back.
Yeah.
So you're not subjecting the live audience to the Patreon read? Or you're not gifting them the Patreon read?
We're not gifting them,
live
no. They didn't pay enough for that.
Yeah.
No, we only get given a 60-minute slot at the cinema, and then they had to play the Midnight Oil documentary. So we all had to get out quickly.
Okay.
Which I was intending to go to, but I never, just realising now I never made it. Damn. I got caught up with other things. Life gets in the way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So what were we up to, Dave? Will Ross, have we given him a getaway vehicle?
I'm not sure if we gave Will Ross, we've said he's from St. Peters, Missouri.
Oh, that's right.
And we're
you
giving
said
them
it like penis.
Oh yeah, I said St. Penis by accident. Or was it an accident?
That's pretty funny. We were also just shitting on... we weren't shitting on it at all. We also had a good time. Someone mentioned before that they were listening to your episode about time capsule.
Oh, sure,
And we
yeah.
said that's very good
We were
stuff.
just
Thank
talking
you.
about you.
I've let something slip by saying shitting on it. I don't think
My ears were burning. I'm calling the doctor because my ears are burning.
He's for everyone at home. He's picked up the phone.
I've picked up the phone that I brought with me. The landline that I brought with me.
we applaud Time Capsule.
Thank you.
Yes,
We think that was great.
That was Cole Maravilla. Does that name ring a bell?
Yes.
Yeah. He's he was listening to your crapsule.
Oh, do you want to explain Coleception?
Oh,
I want to hear
yeah.
Meso's take on Coleception.
Oh
Okay,
my
I'm
god,
ready.
do we need to go? But okay, I think we should.
It's worth it, Meso.
So Cole signed up to our Patreon.
Love it.
Because he was listening to James and Meso's Time Capsule.
Love it.
About the year 1947. They mentioned Black Dahlia murder. So then he went and listened to the Do Go On episode to catch up on that.
Love it.
From Block 2019. And then at the start of the episode, he was surprised to hear us plugging a Nick Meso episode. And that's when he knew he had to sign up for our Patreon. And he believes it to be a conspiracy.
The rest is history.
That's
Yes.
right.
That's
And we
wonderful.
call that
that's
Coleception.
right. I mean, that's, that is the podcast economy, essentially. It's just everybody going, listen to these guys, they're good. And I've got a Patreon, and we've got a Patreon too. So if, we need food, we need burgers. So if you wouldn't mind.
Well, yeah, we really need burgers now. I wish this was going out live. We say anyone making a burger right now?
Yeah, absolutely. If you could ship
If
it
you got
over
a
here.
spare,
Can we come over?
if you can make an extra 3, that'd be fantastic. So yeah, now you're all caught up, mate. So
Thank you.
Yes, no, you know. So we were up to, we got 2 names to go here, Will Ross, and we were giving them their getaway vehicle.
yeah,
Okay,
do you
great.
want to come up with these? So
Yeah, absolutely.
So far, we've had things like a tractor,
Or being tied to a javelin
a
at the
large
Olympics.
shoe.
Yeah. Have you used the jetpack from the movie Goldfinger?
No, but that is Will Ross's getaway.
That's exactly right, yeah.
We never thought of good ones.
God, he's good. No, we
That's
said,
a
We said
fantastic
a really
one.
big
That's right.
shoe or a pork knuckle that
Yeah.
you could stand on as it rolls down a hill.
Oh, that's good.
No,
So,
but
I mean,
this
if you want
makes way
to
more
risk
sense.
your death to fly like 100 meters, in a contraption that looks like some sort of device you'd find in a brewery, just strap that to your back, and then risk plowing
it
into
all.
a building. Yeah, absolutely. Then use the jetpack from Goldfinger.
I tell you who wants to. Will Ross.
Yeah, that's right.
That's his getaway.
They love jetpacks in Missouri.
Oh yeah.
It's the jetpack state.
It is the jetpack state.
What a number plate. Good on you, Will Ross. And finally, from a location unknown, we can only assume they're deep within the Fortress of the Moles. Right now, thank you to Liam Dunn.
Love that.
Liam Dunn. What do you reckon Liam Dunn's getting away?
Have you considered the jetpack from Goldfinger?
Now, what about the James Bond, that mini plane or helicopter, the helicopter that he sort of builds?
Oh, the little gyro.
The little
yeah,
gyro,
that looks
yeah.
dangerous, doesn't
That
it?
also looks like you're
that's
getting
right.
into your death.
Is that
Yeah.
in the same movie?
No, that feels like...
Now that's a Roger Moore movie. I think.
yeah.
That's,
I thought it was the one where James Bond is undercover in Japan.
Oh, I think James Bond is in it. Yeah.
And,
yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. Sort of, there's a fake marriage.
Yeah. One of the good ones.
Yeah.
And the music goes like
That's
this.
what Liam Dunn's getting
And the
right.
music goes
Either
like
that
this.
or the invisible car.
Can you get that from the music? You
Jurassic
only
Park.
live twice.
Robbie Williams. Robbie Williams, Millennium. Yes.
Thanks so much to Liam, Will, Janice, Stein, Rick, Jen, Connie, Bethany, and Woof. The last thing we need to do... Which episode is this, Dave? 462.
462, everyone. We've made it to our...
We've got 4 people to induct into the Triptych Club, mate. So these are people who've been signed up on the shout-out level or above for 3 straight years. They get an invite into this exclusive club.
That's right.
You're allowed to... You get an invite in. You're not allowed to leave, but you wouldn't want to anyway.
That's right.
And it's a beautiful lounge, or it's whatever you want it to be, really. You can picture it however you like. You might picture it like the jetpack from
That's right.
Goldfinger or whatever.
Just floating around in the upper atmosphere, you know.
Dave, what's going on? You've booked a band for the after party here?
Yes, you're never going to believe who I booked for this week. They're in the charts as we speak. Can you believe it? But we got onto them really early, and thank you to... just looking at...
Do you have a band book, Dave?
Yes. They're in the charts as we speak.
Okay.
Can you please welcome Chapel Roan?
Chapel Roan? Oh, I've been enjoying some Chapel Roan lately.
Pretty good stuff.
Big time. The Zoomers are loving them.
Oh, the Zoomers.
Probably,
yeah. Who I think of as my people.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, and 34 million plays on Spotify, but we signed Chapel up many years ago when there were only a few thousand. So to say thanks for the early support, do go on has given Chapel. They're hitting the stage right now.
So
like the mob in Las Vegas in the 50s. You signed her up for $1,000 a week, and now she's filling stadiums still for $1,000 a week, and I think that's beautiful.
Sorry, it's called a contract.
And Mesa, do you have a cocktail based on DB tuba?
Oh, well, it'd have to have some tasty tubes in it. It'd have to be topped with a tasty tube. I think it'd be a sort of a cheesy beverage, I reckon.
Oh, yeah.
A hot cheesy beverage.
Oh, yes.
I think people discount a hot savoury beverage, like a Bovril, so like a hot meat drink.
Yeah.
And then you sprinkle a bit of parmesan on the top.
Oh, my
and then
God.
some tasty tubes.
This is
I reckon.
somehow worse than what Jess comes up with.
Yeah.
And most of hers aren't edible.
Yeah, they're poisonous.
Yeah, this
but...
is definitely edible, but I don't think would it stay down? I don't know.
Oh, yeah, no, it'll test you out.
Yeah,
that's
I think
for
it would
sure.
harden in your stomach. So I'm calling that the very tasty tuba.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know, it wouldn't, it will stay down, probably forever. It'll never come out again.
Yeah.
So we've got 4 inductees this week. I'm going to read them out. Dave's on stage. He's emceeing the show. He's going to hype them up with some weak wordplay based on their name.
It's not weak, but it is wordplay.
Or where they're from. Well, that's pretty weak. And I'm just setting the expectations, Dave. And then, we'll welcome them out. You run out if you hear your name. Everyone else is already in the club. Will cheer you on. Are we ready to go, Dave? You feeling pumped up?
Absolutely, I'm pumped up.
Mate, so feel free to, if Dave does look like he's flagging, feel free to give him some positive affirmation.
Love that. Okay, I'm ready.
That's what Jess will often do.
Yeah. Dave, stop flagging. You've immediately started flagging.
Here we go. Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah, like we're in the corner of a boxing ring and you've just like sort of thrown a bucket of water in my face and I'm up.
Smelling salts.
Okay, here we go.
From West Harptree in Great Britain, please welcome into the club. It's George Wright.
Well, I don't want to be George wrong, but I do want to be George Wright.
From, I reckon, Vienne. Maybe is that Vienna? How it's actually meant to be? Vienne in Austria. I reckon it's SR.
We've all been asking, Vienne, will they arrive? And here they are. It's SR, which stands for.
Super.
No,
I was trying to think of a good word like super racer.
Yep.
And they're going in, and they're going like this. Vroom.
Nice. Oh, hell yeah. Classic super racer. Yeah.
I tell you, mate, this isn't weak stuff. This
Yeah,
is
this is
rock
stuff.
solid.
This is everything.
This is as rock solid as your guts.
We're gonna start putting a
after
time
you've had
code.
the DB Cooper tuba cocktail.
I was going to say we should put a time code in the episode description because this is the only bit people want to hear.
From Northcote in Queensland. Oh my God, it's a good friend of mine, Jessica Cooper. Hey, Coop.
Jessica Cooper, more like Jessica Tuber.
Nice.
It's a reference to the episode. That's not bad.
That's perfect.
Not bad.
That's not
It's
bad at all.
not bad.
JC. And when I say JC, some people think of someone else, but I think of my Messiah. It's Jessica Cooper. Is that better?
It's good. Yeah. That's blasphemous, and I like it.
And finally, from Champion Lakes in Western Australia, it's Katie Clays.
And when I say KC, some people think of the Sunshine Band, but I think Katie Clay.
Yeah, that was where she's from is called Champion.
We are the lakes, my friend. Champion Lakes.
Nice.
Thanks and welcome.
We'll keep on tubing till the end.
To Katie, Jessica, SR, and George. Hey, make yourselves at home. Come play table hockey with me. It's ice. I've converted the table hockey into an ice hockey rink.
It's great.
Which is really good.
I was going to say, how do you keep it frosty?
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It is a lot of work. And a lot of energy. Our energy bills have gone through the roof recently. But please make yourselves at home. That brings us to the end of the episode. Is there anything we need to tell people before we go, Meso?
Get your life sorted out.
Yeah.
You know?
Get tested.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great idea, actually. Yeah.
Let's make sure you're clean before you go out there, putting your thing, who knows where. Let's make sure it's clean before you get it dirty. Is this the kind of shit that Jess would say?
No way.
No. She doesn't believe in any of that.
She says clean your butts. It's similar.
Oh, yeah.
Does that clean your butts, get tested? It's all similar stuff.
It's all in the same realm.
But yeah, follow us on, why don't you follow us
the
on...
Nether Realm.
Exactly.
Follow us on the Nether Realm. Follow us on social medias where Do Go On Pod. And yeah.
What about our website, dogoonpod.com? Fantastic place to hang out.
Yeah, you
Who's
can find
got
out about
dogoon.com?
I don't think we went for it.
Huh.
We are stupid.
Well, yeah, from the I think it's vacant on things still. But anyway,
it's not going to be cheap.
No.
People should sign up for those that Patreon. I tell you what.
Thanks so much for joining us, Meso.
You're very welcome.
Listeners would have heard you on an episode a few weeks ago.
Oh, that's how this is going. And it went very well.
Very well, Dave. Boot this baby home.
We'll be back next week with another fantastic episode. But until then, I'll say thank you so much for listening. And
Jess is fine.
Good, she's fine. Goodbye.
Laters.